Thank you very much, everyone, and welcome. We're going to have a sort of the talking portion of the schedule right now, and there's going to be a few of us coming up to say a few words. My name is, I can't believe I read that. My name is Andrew Gouldstone, professor of mechanical engineering, and as faculty, a big part of our job is interrupting merriment and giving speeches. So I'm going to do that right now, but another tremendous honor that I have now is I am now the director of the Michael J. and Ann Sherman Center for Engineering Entrepreneurship Education. So my first order of business is I would like to welcome you all here to our grand opening of this beautiful new makerspace, which was made possible by an extremely generous donation from the Sherman family. So let's have a round of applause to start with. As sort of a newbie here, I've only been here a few months, I figure it's appropriate to kind of let you know what's going on here, what the mission is, and kind of what we're doing going forward. So when I was brought on board here, I was very, very involved with mechanical engineering and a large population there. It was basically to expand the successes that we already have going on here. So what do we have going on here? We've already got a minor, which is very highly subscribed or run by a series of talented and experienced instructors. We got a really good series of events and trainings where we invite people in to teach, share experiences. A number of you are here tonight. We've got alumni mentoring program in Rev. We've had several successful co-op students come out of this place. And we have a world-class student program in Generate. So the question is, where do we go from here? And right now, I just figured we'll share with you some specific ideas that Ted Johnson, the assistant director, who's been here from the inception. Oh, he's over there. I'm sorry. He's got periodic boundary conditions. So Ted and I have had a bunch of discussions over the last few months, and we've got some seriously exciting plans. They're still in the infant stage, but we figured we'd share a few of them with you. So one of the first things we're doing is we're probably going to explore an entrepreneur in residence program, where oftentimes we have people visiting for, say, a day or an evening, and it's a very breakneck schedule. Or in academia, often you have somebody come in for, say, a whole semester. But sometimes we've actually got a lot of interest from people who'd be willing to come and stay with us for 2, 3, maybe 5 days. And so then they can make appointments with students, faculty, about their entrepreneurship activities and dreams. And we've already started piloting that a little bit with our minor instructors. They've been spending their time here in the makerspace, meeting with students not only in their classes, but making themselves available to anybody who's sort of interested in this type of activity. Another thing we've been thinking about is we want to address that age-old question of how can we empower non-technical major students into technical topics. Now, we have our fantastic trainings already, and that's being led up by Noah. I'm not going to point, because where is he? Okay, he's right there. Okay. Doing things like 3D printing, programming, soldering. We're doing a really, really good job with that, and I think the feedback's been fantastic. What we also want to try and address now is, what if you have a student who's from another college who says, I've got an idea. I want to work in solar power. I want to work in autonomous vehicles. I want to work in clean water, but I can't learn that. I need an engineer or scientist to help me. We don't think you necessarily do. So what we're trying to do is say, are there ways that we can empower these students to learn enough stuff like that, at least to get them through the door? We're going to start it with independent studies, and then maybe working with a college where maybe to involve this into some type of a class, and we think we'll learn a lot doing that. That's one. Two more things on that. One is, for those of you who've been following our undergrad student innovations or our capstone projects, capstone programs, every year the students out of this college generate dozens and dozens of fantastic prototypes, really successful stuff, addressing some seriously grand challenges. And then they graduate. They go work, and the project goes and either gather dust or donates itself to another project. The fact is, there's a lot of stuff we're kind of sitting on here. So we're exploring the idea of, can we take those projects and maybe say, hello, group of students who are entrepreneurial minded, would you like to take on this project and try and commercialize it? And maybe come up with fair agreements with the previous teams to see how we can pull that through. We're working right now with the law school and IP CoLab to see how we can actually do that in a legal and an ethical and moral way. And finally, we're evolving our co-op program. We've had a number of different successful co-ops, and a few of you are here tonight. The selling point of the co-op is always, do you have an idea you want to pursue? Come to the Sherman Center, and you can pursue it over 6 months. We're going to relax that a little bit. We've been talking to our instructors and a few other experts, and we think we can relax that by saying, Okay, maybe you don't have an idea. Maybe you'd like to help us develop an idea over the first month or so. So we're going to follow through with that, and we're going to try that hopefully next semester. This is something that not only will expand our footprint around here, but also give us some insight into how students can innovate, because this is an educational place after all. And again, this is going to increase our numbers. So again, back to that, where can we put people? Right here. I'm going to say two more things. We can do this thanks doubly to the Sherman family for their generosity. Now, why do I say doubly? I'm going to talk about synergy a little bit at the center, and this is one of the unique things we've had here. Nobody's looking at their watch, which is good. So first thing, if students join Generate, they come in. What do they come in for? They come in expecting, I'm going to work on a prototype. I'm going to innovate. I'm going to learn a little bit about design. What they get, the serendipitous side benefit, is they get to work with 60 or 75, I keep messing up the number, of a number of students from a bunch of diverse backgrounds, a bunch of diverse mindsets, and they all figure out how to work together, and they learn a little bit more about how they themselves tick. So it's a side benefit. I'm sure you all know, every student who sets foot or breathes air in the Sherman Center gets an impromptu, crash course, professional grade, leadership, grow up, education from our own Ted Johnson here. Everybody who comes in learns how to exist in the real world as an adult. Honestly, dude, let's clap because that got a lot. Serendipitous synergy. And on that, this donation, this center, has led to a number of inspired smaller programs, and that has actually led to a number of generous donations supporting our specific programs as well, too. Rev, the co-op, Generate, a number of you have been generous with all these programs. So your donation has not only built this, but has inspired others to donate and to get involved as well. So we really, really thank you for that. So I invite you all to pay attention next month and see what you do, see what we do. You can already see on the walls here, we've got, oh, you can't because it's white, but on the other side, there's a schedule of all the stuff we've gone on here. That's been no small task. Over the summer, Ted, Noah, and some of the students from Generate have been setting aside a schedule, how we can actually use this place. But there's a challenge. How do we keep it safe? How do we keep it accessible? But how do we keep it sort of welcoming, but also, kind of special, quality over quantity? And they've done a fantastic job with that. I didn't have anything to do with that. I was just working in my office, but I've been told that as the students sort of come up with their unofficial name for this place, they have unofficial names for everything, I get a vote. But that's like saying an 8-year-old gets a vote on his bedtime. So anyway, so now you're actually going to hear some interesting speeches. So the next up is my friend, colleague, and now boss, Professor Jackie Isaacs. Jackie's been a professor in mechanical engineering, and she has been the interim department chair of mechanical engineering, where we work together quite a bit. A couple of things about Jackie. Not only is she a world expert in sustainable materials, manufacturing, and design, which I think we can sort of really leverage here, judging from interviews with a lot of students, but she's also a tremendous advocate for the students, and over the last decade has really made a name for herself as the go-to person for bringing people of different mindsets and diverse opinions and backgrounds together. So with that, I want to thank the Sherman family again for their fantastic donation. I'm so excited to work for this place and to see what we can do together in the next few months. And I'd like to invite my colleague Jackie Isaacs to the stage. Thank you very much for your attention.